The only simplicity to be trusted is the simplicity to be found on the far side of complexity. Alfred North Whitehead. And my friends, that is what we seek. We have worked these charts for years to do what? To find a simple yet effective way to help us be able to view price trend changes. It's not on the short charts. It's not on the intermediate chart. Our short chart's the half day, intermediate chart's the 2-day, but it is on the weekly chart. That is where we see fear taking the market over when it starts to crash and we have a weekly vertical crossover going down, or greed when it takes the market over and the market is going up with lots of excitement. That's what we look for. And you can see time and time again when you have stocks or ETFs that are trackable, you can find valid weekly vertical crossovers. Jumping in is the easy part. The tough part is knowing how long to ride it and how well you can do. And of course, we have had a spectacular year this year. Let's go ahead and jump into these charts. By the way, if you don't have our book, Charting Your Way to Wealth, you want to know what it is we do and have a quick primer, be able to get up to speed quickly, that's the book. Follow the link in the show notes, and autographed copies waiting for you. We see 3 of our charts are down for the day. The S&P 500 down 0.38%. The Nasdaq 100 down the most, 1.59%. 20-year bonds down 0.30%. Gold up just a little bit, 0.25%. Let's jump first, as we always do, into the S&P 500 on the weekly chart. Price percent oscillators heading down, derivative oscillator losing momentum. We have a green spinning top so far this week, and it's a solid green spinning top. Indecision tending down. We go to the 2-day chart rather. What do we see there? Well, we saw the charts finish drawing on the 2-day candle on Monday. That represented Friday and Monday. This latest candle represents Tuesday and Wednesday. And what do we see? We see a green up candle with a wick on top. Now that is our Heiken Ashi candlestick. That is calculated differently than your traditional candlestick. You can see at our website and also at our YouTube channel, you can take that training on Heiken Ashi candlesticks. It's very helpful. It's not your typical high open, low close. It is calculated differently, but it helps you see the average pace of where things are flowing. Now, we get a bit of a different picture as we look at our price percent oscillator. We see that we still have that down push on the 2-day chart. Derivative oscillator gaining downward momentum, price percent oscillator heading down. What is going to happen? We have a struggle going on. 2-day chart's down. Weekly chart is up still. We see the price percent oscillators a little less than flat. What's going to happen? Are we going to have a weekly vertical crossover, or are we going to have a 2-day recross? We don't know yet. So we're just waiting, sitting on the sidelines, seeing what's going to occur. We look at the half-day chart. It crossed over going up. We can see there at the end of, at the end of the day on Tuesday, that's when we had that crossover occurred. It tried to happen right around lunchtime. Looks like it happened after. And again, we'll just watch and see which is going to win out. Weekly vertical crossover going down or 2-day recross going up. Either way, we'll let the charts lead us and we'll do what they tell us to do. Now, different picture here so far. 3 days into a 5-day candle, look at the weekly vertical crossover that's trying to shape up on the Nasdaq 100. We have a green spinning top again. You know, it shows indecision tending down. It's a solid green. It's not a green open box candle. Price percent oscillator so far is crossing over, going down. Derivative oscillator is negative. We don't call this weekly candle until the end of the day on Friday. But so far, so good. Like we said, we had a big down day today, 1.59%. You look at the 2-day candle that's finished drawing, again, indecision. We see the price percent oscillator heading down, derivative oscillator also gaining downward momentum. What about the half-day chart? We saw a slowdown in the up movement in the morning and then a rollover in the afternoon. 4-day or the half-day chart has not crossed over going down yet. Derivative oscillator still positive. We'll just continue to watch, see what there is to see there. But we may very well have a weekly vertical crossover. Put that in your show notes. If you have that happen at the end of the week, definitely something you want to follow and practice trade. Now, let's go from stocks to bonds. Bonds down for the day a little bit, 0.30%. And what do we see happening? Well, bonds had trudged down, we saw, for 4 strong weeks. Then what happened? Over the last, going into a second week now, lots of indecision. A doji pretty much last week, so far this week. Price percent oscillator still managing to move down. Derivative oscillator going down a little bit 3 days into the 5-day candle. 2-day chart, red spinning top. Indecision tending down. Price percent oscillator's about flat, still negative. We can see derivative oscillator's gone positive. We go to the half-day chart. We can see up in the morning and then really burning off a lot in the afternoon. What are you looking at here? If there is a crossover on that 4-hour chart, the 2-day and the weekly are already heading down. Would that give you a half-day recross going down? We don't typically see those or jump into those, but it might be something for you to look at. Practice trade, fill out your trade worksheets, learn what there is to learn from this if indeed you see that happen. What you might also see happen is it could bounce through in the morning and bounce back up in the afternoon. It's one reason we're not big fans of that half-day chart. The chart we like the best, as you guys well know, are the weekly vertical crossovers. They rarely let us down. So watch that, put that in your notes. And when I say notes, I hope you guys are filling out your daily market worksheets. Then on Fridays, your weekly market worksheets at the close of the market there when we do the program for you. And of course, when you do a practice trade, you fill out your trade worksheets. Now, what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about those worksheets that are available every day in your show notes. If you're a subscriber, that means that you get our free training every day. Today we have for you our special video training is finding your own aha moment. You will see that in the email that you get. If you're not getting our daily emails, how do you get them for free? You just go to chartingwealth.com and sign up. Every day you will see a PDF of the daily market worksheet, a PDF of the weekly market worksheet, and a PDF of the trade worksheets. You can print those out for free and fill those out. I'm going to put at the end of today's video also all 3 instructional videos on the daily market, weekly market, and trade worksheets, how to fill them out. So there's no excuse for not supercharging your training. That is by using these worksheets. You will be amazed at how much they help you see what's really going on. Try it. You will like it. That's where we are now. As we finish up on bonds, lastly, we go to gold and we start with the weekly chart. Remember, we had the weekly vertical crossover this last week, but what's this week shaping up so far? A little green up candle. Now we see things up for the day, 0.25%. They were down yesterday. They were up on Monday. So again, what we see happening, gold sliding sideways. The price percent oscillators trying to pull away from the red signal line. Derivative oscillator gaining downward momentum. We go to the 2-day chart. It is a little less than flat. Derivative oscillator losing downward momentum. We can see that we have 3 green up candles, but still negative. What is that telling you? That is telling you that there is a great deal of energy trying to keep gold down. Now, we're going to watch, wait and see, because we can see the weight of the weekly pushing down, and we can see that 2-day chart. Even with 6 days of up movement, we don't have a crossover going up on the 2-day chart. It's interesting to watch. So again, we'll continue to pay attention. Of course, you should already have your profit and loss bands drawn in on your practice trade. Use that information. It's very important. Again, if the trade does not go in the right direction, then you have to pull it and sell your position and take a minor loss, that's fine. We learn from those things too, but pay attention to what's happening now as to how the market just does not want to give up this down energy. So we'll continue to watch and see how this plays out. Like we said, up a little bit for the day. You can see it was up in the morning and then burn off some of that energy in the afternoon on the half-day chart. Price percent oscillator is a little more than flat, but close to it. Derivative oscillator lost momentum in the afternoon. So we'll continue to watch, see how this plays out. I hope you are practice trading this. I hope that you're filling out your trade worksheet. I hope that you are updating it on a daily basis, learning what there is to learn. The nuances come to you if you do the work. 10 to 15 minutes a day, that's all we ask. Fill out those trade worksheets. In particular, daily market worksheet is helpful. And of course, that weekly market worksheet too. Doesn't take a lot of time. As you're listening to the program, you can fill them out. My friends, that's where we are as we end the day. We appreciate all of our Patreon supporters. Of course, you get all that special training at even our introductory Patreon level. Of course, you get to join in to our once a month live call-in session. We take your questions, we answer them, also help you chart the stocks and ETFs you're interested in practice trading. And we ask you for those recommendations, things you'd like us to look at for you. And of course, we have all the special trainings that you get. That includes all three of the Options Made Simple trainings, part 1, 2, and 3. Probably the best thing going. You want to learn about options? Well, we have it for you for free at our Patreon level. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.